Hey gang, Ronan here. As you can see in this game, we've got Ramagar playing the Tier 6 Pensacola along with 6 other ICOPs in a clan battle. They're facing off against the Pod clan, I guess. Is that a PO or a P0? Looks like either way, they probably call it Pod. Pensacola, if you're unfamiliar, has pretty big guns for the tier, can be very effective. Go in here real quick and address the UI bug that was introduced with, what was it, 0.10.5, just to make sure you can see the ship information and the UI there. Okay, so I have not watched this. I recorded it some time ago, but haven't watched it. So we're going to be watching this together. As I mentioned a minute ago, the Pensacola guns, they hit very hard, are particularly effective against cruisers. While the reload isn't fantastic, the shells have fantastic penetration values and can citadel cruisers at a lot of angles that you might expect bounces. And while I would not call Pensacola tanky, it's relatively tanky for the tier, I guess, probably fair to say. So you can see on the team, we've got Papa Pixelit, Alf Radagast, Sir Hammer, Captain Insano, Bly, and Squid Pent. In the Fuso, Ismail, Leander, Perth, and then 2 Hatsuharus. Matchmaking, I think matchmaking's pretty darn good, actually. Ramhead HG ready. Steris is going to just completely outrun those shells. Now, I don't know whether Ram uses it or not, but you can see that I've got the dynamic reticule. Now, if you're not using a dynamic reticule, I really, really encourage you to do it. You can see as he zooms in, it's got little hash marks with numbers next to them. If you look just under the aiming reticule, you'll see something that's constantly changing with a little clock. That's telling you how many seconds it's going to take for your shells to get to where you've got the aiming reticule pointed. Now, if you've got a ship that's running right to left or left to right, and you know how many seconds it's going to take, those little hash marks will give you some idea of, based on how many seconds it's going to take for the shells to get there, of where you want your aim point to be. Takes a little getting used to, but once you do that, it's easy to account for ships being angled, moving away from you, moving toward you, etc. And also to account for differences in speed. The hash marks are for something moving at about 30 knots. If you're aiming at, say, a U.S. battleship, you know that's not going to be moving anywhere near as fast, and that's what the hash marks on the bottom are for. So you got hash marks on the top for ships moving faster, hash marks on the bottom for ships moving slower. So enough about that. Ram's pushed up here, and I think he's going to get an opportunity to blap up Bojani here. See Al's pushing around the corner, putting some pressure on Bojani. There's the hydro from Bojani. Right? I mean, it's got to be from that. Now Ram's got to be careful here. He's got a Fubuki that can rush out. And all he's got right now is AP shells. Now granted, he might do some serious damage to Fubuki, but would AP shells just overpen? Probably so against a Fubuki. At this point though, with 5750, he might be able to finish off Fubuki with AP. And definitely now. Down goes the Perth. Nice shot, Cap. Bojani comes back in, and Lutz is on the other side. Is Pudjoni going to try and get close enough to... Well, we'll see. I don't think Pudjoni's going to get around the corner. Nope. As I mentioned, against cruisers, especially at this range, this AP on the Pensacola is just devastating. In fact, at this range, it can be really devastating even against battleships. Looks like the battleship's going to be gone. But it definitely can be. Now, Ram's still got a Fubuki ahead of him. Somewhere. Asteris is on the other side. Mutsu's trying to flank, but the Mutsu is caught. Now you can see, I'm going to pause this for just a second. You can see here on the minimap, Alf's gone down and grabbed Bravo. So we got Alf on this side. So he's offering vision here if any of these DDs come around this corner. Got Papa Pixelit here, covering this lane. Squid's got eyes here, and Captain Insano has his guns this direction. The whole red team is right here, and they're kind of in a box. That's not going to be good for them. And of course, Ram and Sir Hammer have got the center. And I think you're going to get an opportunity to see what AP can do against the Mutsu. I'd aim a little bit higher, but maybe it'll pen. Yeah. And Ram does not want to sit out there and wait for Mutsu to return fire. While it's not accurate at all, Mutsu's guns hit very hard. Sir Hammer obviously wants to come around to starboard and bring all his guns to bear. And Ram happened to be in the wrong spot for that to happen. And Sir Hammer says, that's alright, I'll just continue to move you out of the way. It's no more team damage, so really isn't going to matter. And in the meantime, Ram gets some torpedo protection on his port side in case one of those DDs pushes around that corner right there. Papa's pushing in, Alf's pushing in. They're going to finish off that Fubuki here in short order. Fubuki says, I'm about to die. I'm going to get all my torpedoes away. Mutsu's about to get sunk. That's going to leave Anshan and Visteris. Ram wisely switches to HE. And this is almost certainly going to be in the W column. Well done, ICOP. Good game. Now, you may have seen a couple of other replays with this same team that I've kind of spread out over time. These guys make a good team. They do a really good job. Down to 1 DD left. This game's all over but shouting, so I will say congratulations, ICOP team. Well done. Steris is not long for this world. He may manage to drag somebody else down here, but this game's over. Good guys have 2 of the 3 caps. They're going to soon have the Visteris sunk. Those of you joining me, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you next time.